You're listening to the Undefeated Bears podcast with Jay Clark, releasing every Monday at 9 a.m. all season long. Follow us on Twitter at Podcast Bears for the latest Undefeated Bears updates.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Undefeated Bears podcast. This week we got a fun-filled episode. We got football, people. Preseason game 1 is in the books. We took an L, but definitely going to dig into what we learned about the guys in that battle. We also going to talk about some around the league news today. Zeke going through a little contract trouble. Going to take a look at that, as well as make our Super Bowl prediction today. And of course, our winning word will be announced. Tune in, episode 3, coming your way. Wasn't it great? Wasn't it great seeing Bears football? Wasn't it great seeing the boys trot out on old Soldier Field, wearing that old orange and blue, with that big 100 right there dead smack at center field? Wasn't it great? We took an L. We took the loss in that one, but, there's many victories in every loss, so let's dig into it, man. And some names that jumped out to me in this one were, the rookie tight end Ian Bunting. Ian Bunting is a 23-year-old rookie, 6'7" out of Cal. And let me tell you, man, the kid's been getting some recognition in this preseason, in this training camp down there in Bourbonnais. Kid's been getting some recognition, and who I think would be a little startled by that would be a man by the name of Adam Shaheen. Adam Shaheen has really been struggling with injuries since we drafted him second a couple years back. And this kid, Ian Bunting, he's showing some flash, man. He's catching passes. He's running after the ball. He's blocking out there, running with the first team. And he's taking some of Shaheen's shine right now, man. And, hey, I like him. If he ends up making a roster, if we end up keeping him around, I think he can make a big play for us sometime this year, man. And David Montgomery, secondly, 3 carries. Got that nice-looking touchdown. And I think Bears fans are getting pretty excited about this kid, man. He's gonna do some special things for us this year. I'm really excited about him. Runs tough, does his job, seems to already be carrying himself as a professional. I'm really excited about the kid. I'm really excited about David Montgomery. One name that jumped out to me on defense, a couple names actually, Roy Robertson Harris. Kid's been around with the team for a couple years now. Big guy, 6'7" or so. Played defensive end. He's going to rush the quarterback, get after it. He's going to work hard. Fun to watch, man. Check him out. 95 out there. Roy Robertson Harris, man, definitely going to be on this roster, and I honestly think he's going to be in the rotation this year. I think he's going to get some good tick and contribute for us on defense. Deion Bush had a big interception for the guys last night. That was definitely a great sight to see. Also had a forced fumble, earlier in that game, man. His defense is already hungry for the ball. Defense already showing they're hungry for the ball. Great interception there by Deion Bush. We had some kicker booing, man. And can I say, please, early, lay off the kickers. Lay off the kickers. We already know the heartbreak. We don't want to even bring that bad juju upon us. Lay off the kickers. Thank you for those who have tuned in for this week's giveaway. This is the Undefeated Bears podcast, and this week we are giving away Week 4 preseason tickets versus the Titans. And the winning word is rings. Rings, R-I-N-G-S. Go ahead and @ me on Twitter, tag me on Instagram, inbox me on Facebook, tag me on Facebook. Anything you can do @ Podcast Bears with the word rings, man. I've told you previously, a single championship for this unit is an underachievement. We need rings, man. We need multiple. So inbox me, @ me, mention me. The word is rings to be entered into a drawing for free. Week 4 tickets versus the Titans. This is the Undefeated Bears podcast. Keep it locked. Taking a look at the NFC North is very interesting, man. I think this division has great potential. As a whole, as a collective, I think these are 4 competitive football teams. It goes without saying, I think Chicago will sit atop this division when it's all said and done. Second place, I'm going to put Minnesota in there, man. The defense that they have is still a force to be reckoned with. I'm reasonable enough to admit that. That defense is no joke, man. They got 4 DBs back there ready to ball and a front 7 that's hungry every year. Now, I can't say I believe in Kirk Cousins. I can't say he was worth all the money they gave him. I can't say he's going to deliver championships, Can he deliver championships? I don't think so. Not in this division. And I'll go ahead and put the Packers at 3rd. Although I wanted to put the Lions ahead of them somehow, some way. I wanted to bend the rules and put the Lions ahead of the Packers preseason. But golly, the Lions look so terrible, man. Don't be surprised if you see them with a top 3 pick next season. I think the Matt Stafford era is coming to a close up there in Detroit, man. I don't know what direction they're going in, but don't expect many W's up there from the Detroit Lions, man. They'll definitely, without a doubt, finish 4th in this tough division. And as for the Packers, I put them 3rd, man. I know the greatness of Aaron Rodgers. He's broken my heart a couple of times. I'm sure some of you can attest to that. But, I just think the Green Bay window for Aaron Rodgers is done. And as much as it hurts me to say it, I've already speculated with some of my friends and acquaintances that after TB12 is done out there in New England, I think it'll be another number 12 out there, man. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to end up going with the Patriots as soon as Tom Brady's out. I mean, it's the only logical thing that makes sense to me. I don't see him playing anywhere else other than Green Bay unless it's New England. So, that's something to look out for. Definitely will be scary for the league. But as far as Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, that boy would be unwise. Aaron Rodgers would be an unwise man to stay in this division with these hungry boys in Chicago. And, Minnesota, once again, is no joke, man. Aaron Rodgers will be a smart businessman for getting the hell out of the NFC North at the earliest opportunity. And we're going to take a look at the AFC today. We're going to take a look at the AFC and the NFC and eventually come up with our Super Bowl prediction. Now, in the AFC, I would say it's the same old status quo. You got Tom Brady and the Patriots. What's new in the world? You got the Chiefs. Old Patty Mahomes, the MVP season. Heck of a year last year. Will it be another 5,050? I doubt it. But, we'll see what the kid does. The Chiefs and the Patriots are the easy answers for the AFC. They'll both be in the playoffs, I would say. They'll both have very serviceable seasons, and we'll see where they end up. But my Super Bowl pick out of the AFC is the Indianapolis Colts. I'm a firm believer that it's Andrew Luck time. I think the Colts have finally put a team around him, an offensive line in front of him. And this is one of the most underrated defensive units in football, man. These Colts are no joke, man. Both sides of the ball, well-rounded football team. Andrew Luck's got some playmakers in the backfield, in the receiving corps, at tight end. He's got a very solid offensive line in front of him. I think these Colts are going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. It might be a shock to some people, but, if you look at this roster, football, speaks for itself, man. And the NFC. These will be our competition, our foes when it comes to trying to hunt down one of those shiny old rings, man. And I honestly think we are in great position to capitalize. I think some NFC teams are slightly overrated at the current moment, and we're going to pick them apart today. That's what we're here to do. I think the Rams are going to flame out. I think they got a lot going on out there in L.A., man. Jared Goff, I believe he's an overrated quarterback. We embarrassed the guy out there last year. Y'all watched the game. Oh, the Rams offense, explosive. Sean McVay. blase. Embarrass the guys out there. And this Todd Gurley injury doesn't look like it's going away. It seems to be career-threatening. I know Aaron Donald is going to be a force on defense, but, last time I checked, no disrespect, but I don't think defensive tackles bring you Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? And looking at the Saints, they should be vicious. The Saints should be vicious, and they should be hungry for vengeance, man, after that loss they took last year. What a call. And this looks like to be the last hoorah for Drew Brees, so, he's definitely going to be hungry to get a ring, go out with a bang. And they got a solid all-around team, man. Explosive offense. We know what the Saints bring to the table. Head-to-head, I think our Bears could take them out. I don't see any issue with that. Go ahead and sweep them up real quick. And looking at these Cowboys, this defense gets a lot of praise. I think it's a little overhyped, to be honest with you. They got some good players on that side of the ball. They were drawing some comparisons to our defense over here in Chicago last year, and I thought it was very disrespectful. I don't think they're on that level, just being completely honest with you. I don't think they're that good. And when it comes to these Cowboys, I will say once again, no Zeke, no marbles. These Cowboys cannot get it done without Ezekiel Elliott. I know they have some playmakers, but, without Zeke, I don't think they stand a chance against these Bears, man. I don't think they stand a chance against these Bears with old Dak Prescott hanging back there with no Zeke to hand off the ball. Not a chance in the world. So all in all, my Super Bowl prediction, I got Bears, Colts, man. The Chicago Bears and the Indianapolis Colts for this year's Super Bowl. Let me know what you guys think on Twitter at Podcast Bears. I think this will be a fun game to watch. Andrew Luck versus Mitchell Trubisky, two great defenses going at it. And hey, little cross-state rivalry. Be some great football to watch. To switch it up a bit today, we're going to talk about some around the league news, and there's just some topics, man, I could not go without touching on. First and foremost, this whole Zeke Elliott situation down in Dallas, man, it's crazy to me, man, because, I usually side with the players on these type of issues. Zeke Elliott, hell of a player, someone I love to watch, been following him since his Ohio State days, back playing running back. I love me some Zeke Elliott, man. I love watching him play. I love the show. Zeke is big time, period. End of discussion. But on this particular issue, I cannot bring myself to side with Zeke Elliott. Man's playing running back. 2 years left on his deal. And even after that, 2 more years where he'll be under the control of the Cowboys through franchise tags. This is the contract. The contract is written. Ezekiel Elliott has outperformed his contract to this point, but you think the contract gives a damn? The contract was written, printed, signed. It's firm. Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones don't have to bend for Ezekiel Elliott, quite honestly. They have the leverage of the contract, and now Zeke seems to be doubling down, saying he's not going to play at all without a new contract, and he's prepared to hold out the full season. And when it comes to the Cowboys, may I say, no Zeke, no marbles. It's over with. Dak is, he's a good guy, stays out of trouble, et cetera, but I don't think he's going to deliver you a Super Bowl. Not without Zeke Elliott behind him. What are we talking about here? That's what it's about. You think Dak Prescott is going to deliver you a Super Bowl? He alone? Not a chance, man. Thank you for tuning in once again to the Undefeated Bears podcast. This is Jay Clark signing off. Looking forward to talking some more Bears football next week. See you then.
Thank you for joining us this week on the Undefeated Bears podcast. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for the latest updates. Win, lose, or draw, Bears fans remain undefeated.